And, like, I feel like because I haven't watched a lot of movies and even TV shows of back then, like, I get to experience all that, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Mulan. I didn't see did you watch the live action? Did you see it?
I actually watched it with my girlfriend, but I fell asleep 10 minutes in and saw the
10
last
minutes is
10
her cut
minutes.
line every
But,
10
like,
minutes.
I'm not gonna lie, the parts that I saw, it was like she had no love interest with, like, the captain, there wasn't that, and she it felt like the reasons she did it wasn't as, like it wasn't as virtuous, you know? And the
Yeah,
way that, like, she was just amazing from the beginning, whereas, like, Mulan, when
of
she
course.
went to the camps, she was crap.
Oh,
She was
yeah,
just good
they
from the get-go.
yeah, see, that's a good starting point that we're gonna be talking about women in entertainment just having no flaws and being Mary Sue's, and it's annoying, and nobody actually likes that. Because you need the build up. That was one of the best things about the original Mulan movie, is you see
Mhm,
her, like, the pole where they gotta climb up the pole, she keeps falling and busting her butt, and she's, like,
mhm.
all sore, she's all messed up, and he's, like, shaking his head at her and, like, like, "Just leave," or the same what was the one where
Yeah,
they were carrying the water, and he just grabs it from her and carries it, and she's like,
and
because
just,
she
like,
can't do it?
thoroughly embarrassed from
Yes.
the beginning, and I think, like, everyone loves an underdog story where
Yeah.
you work towards it, and that's something that we don't, like, see nowadays. People are just naturally, or girls are just naturally amazing, which, I mean, there are some aspects to being female which, sure, are amazing, you know? I
Yeah.
love that I don't have to work hard on my boobs. I don't know.
They're just there, I don't have to
They're
work to
just
get
there. It's
'em.
great. Um, but, like, it takes training, education, work, ethic, and morals, even sometimes, depending on the situation. And the fact that people don't have to work hard and we just have to say that girls are amazing, they're not. There's a
No,
lot of
like
people out there that are amazing.
yeah, exactly. I would say women, because that's what it seems like more specifically now that we're getting, where it's just like, "Oh, no, she's gotta be perfect. If we show any flaws, like, we're wrong." But when you write any character in general as imperfect, they're more compelling and relatable.
Yeah.
Like, nobody I did a my this was my first Wicked World stream, and it was on International Women's Day, so I'm like, "You know what? This is gonna be about women characters that I enjoy and that I love." And I was reading lists that were made, and they were all, like, fan-made lists. Ray wasn't on any of them. And then I pull up a list
Oh,
that was made by companies. It was a company, I forget what big publication it was, and she was on that list. And I was like, "Of course,"
of
but she
course.
wasn't on any list. I read, like, off, like, 3 lists that were made by just people, and she wasn't even mentioned on it.
What's funny is, like, as I mentioned earlier, I only watched the 7th one. I didn't watch any of the ones afterwards because it was kind of a letdown. One that I didn't even realize that I, had such an opinion of it, that I didn't wanna watch the other ones. Like, why do I care about this character? I have no care. The character I was actually interested in was Finn, and I was like, "That is a freaking cool story." And it
Yeah.
was still a letdown because it's like, you didn't take advantage of such a cool idea, and
Yeah, and,
why am I
they
interested?
yeah, and they care so much about representation and diversity, but they could have had their first well, he wouldn't be the first black Jedi, but the fact that he was black, that's
First known
representation right there.
black stormtrooper.
Yes, black stormtrooper, yes, and then Jedi, that would have been amazing. And he wasn't I like John Boyega's a decent actor, but instead he was just yeah, Trey just hit it. Ray, that's it. He just cried about Ray. And I what are you talking about, Lethal? No, there's not what? Hi, Lethal.
Are you
I
talking
don't know
about
what he's
my
talking about.
boobs? There's no boobs.
Wow, he might be. He
He
might
might
be.
be. What's up, Lethal?
He was the best hospital patient ever. Yeah. So, but that's the thing when I didn't find so in Force Awakens the seventh one? Is that the one you're talking about? Like the first one that came out with Ray?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
remember
like
the titles.
maybe. So
Maybe, but I say 7th.
what would have made her more interesting if they would have made her Palpatine's granddaughter? Like if she would have been evil,
Mm.
they would have made Ray evil. But no, you can't do that. She's the woman hero. Can't do
I
that.
mean, I never really watched the other ones, but I have an idea, like, if she actually ended up turning evil and was just naturally amazing, that would have made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Bit
Yeah,
more
but
sense.
not what they did. She had just it was annoying. Every female character I love, like everyone's just like, here she goes, because I talk about Buffy a lot because I love the show Buffy. But that show was a bit ahead of its time. It started in the 90s, and she
Hmm.
was just this badass, but she had so many flaws. She had got people killed, she got her butt kicked so many times, but she was still this just force to like she was just amazing, and they don't write characters like that anymore. That's why I
Yeah.
don't want them to remake it. They were talking about remaking Buffy, and I was like,
No.
don't
Stop it.
touch it. Someone said, what did I don't remember who, it was probably someone in my chat. They're like, oh, they're gonna make her like it's gonna be a transgender guy probably. I'm like, you know what, probably, I wouldn't be surprised. And
Ew.
speaking of that real quick, because I loved Sarah Michelle Gellar. I used to. I like some of her characters, but she's a Looney Tune now. That's the nice way I put it. People like her and
A
Mark Hamill are
Looney
just
Tune.
Looney Tunes now.
Is it because of
She
Mr. Geller?
Mr. Guy. I've never heard anyone say that. Yeah, probably because she seems so normal. She used to not talk politics or social anything. She was just chill. And then out of nowhere, she's just crazy. But I liked her as Daphne and Buffy. And here's this real quick, this clip that I'm going to show you that I was watching it and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the actual? Trey's probably going to throw his screen because he likes Buffy and he likes her stuff. Let me make sure this isn't muted. It's not. So this was a Vanity Fair thing she did because she just had a new show out. And it was like her most iconic roles. And even in the beginning of this, she wouldn't accept it. She's like, oh, well, you're using the term iconic. I'm not saying I'm iconic. And I'm like, oh, chill out. Like, it's a movie role. And I really, like, calm down. It's like she couldn't accept, like, praise. But this right here, the interviewer asks her who she would want to play Daphne if they remade it. And her response, just like, I stopped watching it after this. I was like,
Ooh.
you are nuts. Just wait for it.
It was fantastic. I would always say that nobody, to me,
can hear it,
no
right?
one could have ever
Mm-mm.
played Daphne but you. You were like the perfect casting ever. But
I'm
if
not
it
sure
was,
what that means about me.
I just think like you just embodied the role perfectly.
fun.
But if there happened to be a remake today, who do you think could potentially step into those boots?
I feel like it should be a guy. Like Daphne, I don't know why. Like just someone fabulous. I don't know. It's so hard. It's very hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, she said that.
No.
Yeah. I stopped
No.
watching after that. I was like, is she for real right now? Like, I told someone she said that. You're like, oh, she was joking, right? I was like, no. No, watch the video. She's dead serious.
I mean, if you
Somebody
wanted,
fabulous.
if
Like,
you
what?
wanted to go all like woke on that, I'd say like I'd rather Zendaya. Not that that's
Yeah.
a much better choice in that sense.
In that
because
sense, a little bit, because at least it's still a female
it's
playing
still female,
Daphne.
but like Zendaya's not the blonde bimbo type that's relatable. Like I think of like
There you
Rachel
go.
McAdams back in the day would have been perfect. Amanda Seyfried would have been
Yeah.
pretty good, although
I
she's got
loved
too
Rachel
big of eyes.
McAdams. She would be good for Rapunzel. She's got big eyes.
Yes. But like current day, I don't even know. We should just get Chrissy Mayer, you know?
Yeah, she's got it.
Perfect.
Listen, and she's got the red hair. She's yeah, I vote Chrissy Mayer, but I don't know. Trey wants to do it, and so does Disparu.
I mean, hey,
So
I would love to see Disparu.
get the red wig. Somebody send Disparu a red wig.
Can we get
please?
Disparu to cosplay as Daphne? Woke Daphne. Oh my god, it needs to be a thing. Can you be
Please.
okay? Can someone please be a woke cosplayer? Like any male out there. Actually, I nominate Camelot. I think he'd be perfect for this, and just play all the female characters. He's perfect.
just let him play out. Hold on, I got a perfect thing for that.
Wow.
Why?
Why?
Why? Because you're perfect.